You are 22, sitting on the edge of a mattress, on the floor, on hold with a bank. The hold music has looped 4 times. You have counted all 4. A man finally picks up. His name is Dale. He sounds like he is reading off a screen. I'm showing a denial on that application. Can I ask about some recent activity? He reads a chargeback to you. $9.47, a gas station. He would like to know what it was for. You tell him it was a sandwich. There is a small pause on the line while a grown man types the word sandwich into a box. You are asking for a piece of plastic with a $500 limit. And a stranger 4 states away is auditing your lunch. 4 years from now, a different bank hands you a card with no limit printed on it at all, and nobody asks you a single question about anything. That is the entire story. The money goes up, and the questions go down. There are 6 cards between this phone call and that one. Let's go through all 6. Level 1, the secured card. Dale is still on the line. Dale is about 30, headset on, in a room full of identical desks. He is not a villain. He is a man with a script and a call timer. Sir, the issue isn't bad credit. There's no file. You're what we call credit invisible. About 26 million American adults have no credit file at all. Not a bad score, no score. The system has never heard of them. You have had a debit card since you were 16. 9 years of spending your own money. None of it counted. The bank was watching, but it was not taking notes. What I can do today is a secured card, $200 refundable deposit. You ask them what the limit is on that. $200, sir. You give them $200 of your money so that they will allow you to spend $200 of your money. The interest rate on it is 27.49% on a card that is already fully backed by cash you already handed them. You ask if the deposit can be smaller. It cannot. You count the $200 out of an envelope in your kitchen. It is the exact amount you were saving to fix the brakes on your car. The card arrives in 11 days in a paper sleeve. It is gray. You use it to buy gum, $2. Then you pay it off the same night. That is not a joke about being broke. That is the actual strategy. Keep the balance under 30% of the limit and pay it in full. On a $200 limit, 30% is $60. So your entire financial life for 6 months fits inside $60 a month. Groceries go on the debit card. Gas goes on the debit card. The gum goes on the credit card because the gum is what the bank is watching. 6 months later, a number appears where there was nothing, 641. You look at it on your phone in a parking lot and you feel something embarrassing. You feel proud of a number a computer assigned to you for buying gum. Level 2, the starter card. 641 is enough to walk into an actual branch, so you do. The banker is named Brenda, mid-40s, blazer, small pearl earrings, nameplate on the desk. She is polite in the specific way people are polite when they have already decided. And what are we hoping to accomplish today? You say you would like a real card. She turns the monitor slightly away from you. This is the part nobody warned you about. She is going through your checking account, line by line, while you sit there. I'm seeing a lot of food delivery. She says it out loud, in a room, to your face, at a desk. You want to explain that you work 14-hour days and that the delivery is dinner. You do not explain it. You say, yeah. She types something. She asks what you do for work. You tell her you are starting something. You have a business. It is small. It is real. You watch her hand move. You are close enough to see the screen at an angle. She selects unemployed from a drop-down. She is not being cruel. There is no box on her screen for what you actually are. You ask for a $2,000 limit. Let's start at $750 and revisit in 12 months. The average first credit limit in this country is between $500 and $1,000. The card has an annual fee of $39. You are paying a company $39 a year for permission to borrow $750. The interest rate is 29.99%. The cash back is 1.5%, which on your spending is about $4 a month. You are net negative on this card and you say thank you on the way out. But it reports to all 3 bureaus, so you keep it. You drive home doing math about whether $4 a month beats $39 a year. It does not. You keep it anyway. That is also the strategy. 8 months in, the business does $40,000 in revenue. Your bank does not know that because all of it ran through a personal checking account, which is the single most expensive mistake in this entire video. Level 3, the real card. You go back to the branch to ask for a business card. You bring paperwork in a folder. You get a different banker, Keith, late 30s, sleeves rolled, tie already loosened at 10 in the morning. Keith looks at the folder for a long time and then does something no banker has done yet. He tells you why the answer is no. There's no entity here. This is you, with a nickname and a personal account. As far as underwriting is concerned, this business doesn't exist. You ask him what would make it exist, and he takes out a pen, which is the most valuable thing that happens to you all year. Get an EIN from the IRS. It's free, and it takes about 10 minutes online. Open a business checking account under that EIN, not your personal one. Run every dollar of revenue through it for 12 months. Pay yourself out of it. Then come back and I'll have something to look at. Nobody had told you any of that, not once, in 3 years. It was never hidden, it was just never said to you. Then he says, in the meantime, let's get you off that $39 card. He puts you on a real cashback card. No annual fee, 1.5% on everything. The limit is $5,000, which is 6 times what Brenda offered. Same person, same business, same month. Different banker. He also warns you about a rule that is not written on any website. Most large issuers will decline you if you have opened 5 or more cards in the last 24 months. So do not go apply at 4 banks in 1 week to see who says yes. Every application is a hard inquiry and they can all see each other. You walk out with the card that has your name embossed on it instead of printed. You are aware that is a meaningless detail. You look at it in the parking lot for a while anyway. That night, you file for the EIN on your phone. It takes 9 minutes. You have been locked out of a door for 3 years by a form that takes 9 minutes. Level 4, the business card. 12 months later, you have an EIN, a business account, and a spreadsheet you actually understand. The business does $190,000 in revenue. You do not go to the branch this time. The branch calls you. Her name is Nicole. She's a business relationship manager, and she has a glass office with a door. It is the first time in your life a bank has dialed your number to offer you something. I'm looking at your deposit history, and I think we've been underserving you. Underserving. That is the word she uses about a bank that put you at $7.50 2 years ago. She does not ask about food delivery. She does not ask about a sandwich. She asks what your average monthly revenue is and whether it is seasonal. That is the shift, and it is the whole point of this level. At the bottom, they audit what you spend. Higher up, they only measure what comes in. Same information, completely different question. The card is a business card. The annual fee is $95. The limit is $22,000. The sign-up bonus is 100,000 points for spending 8,000 in 3 months. You spend 8,000 in 3 months anyway. It is called inventory. So a purchase you were making regardless turns into about $1,200 of travel. Then Nicole mentions the part that quietly changes everything. Most business cards do not report to your personal credit at all. So $22,000 of borrowing disappears off your personal file. Your utilization collapses and your score jumps 40 points in one cycle. For doing nothing. For moving the same spending to a different piece of plastic. You call your mother to tell her and realize halfway through that there is no way to make this sound interesting. She says, "That's good, honey," in the voice people use for things they do not understand. It is good. It is the best thing that has happened to you financially in 4 years. Level 5, the premium card. 2 years on. The business clears $1.1 million in revenue. You move the deposits and it trips something on the other side of the building. You get an email and then a call from a man named Warren. Warren is around 55, silver hair, a suit that fits properly, corner office, no nameplate on the desk. Men at this level do not need a nameplate. You are in his office because someone walked you there. He does not open with a product. He asks how the last 2 years have gone. Then he sits there and lets you answer, which takes 90 seconds, which is an enormous amount of a banker's time. Private client status at most large banks starts around $150,000 in deposits and investments. You crossed it without noticing because you were busy running a company. The card he offers has an annual fee of $895. You laugh because your first card charged you $39 and you thought that was outrageous. It's not a favor, he says. It's a fee. You should do the math on it. So you do the math on it, at his desk, out loud, and he waits. airport lounge access, a hotel credit, a travel credit, a car service credit. You travel 11 times a year for the business now. The card pays for itself somewhere around trip 6, and after that, it is just profit. There is no preset spending limit printed anywhere on it. That does not mean unlimited. It means they decide per purchase, silently, based on how you have behaved. The first time you charge $19,000 of equipment on it, it just goes through. No hold, no text message, no phone call about a sandwich. Then you ask Warren a question you would have been humiliated to ask Brenda. You ask how people at your level actually pay themselves, and he answers it in about 8 seconds, completely, like it is nothing. Because at this level, information is free. That is the actual product. Down at level 1, they sell you a card. Up here, they give you the answers for nothing. The answers were always worth more than the card. A month later, you call the number on the back at 3 in the morning from an airport in Denver. A human being picks up on the 4th ring and rebooks a flight while you stand there. You think about Dale and the 4 loops of hold music and the word sandwich in a box. Level 6, the Centurion. There is one more card and you cannot apply for it. There is no application. There is no page. There is no button. The Centurion card is invitation only, and the invitation comes to you or it does not come. Nobody at the company will confirm the number, which is itself part of the design. The figure people report is between $250,000 and $500,000 of spending a year on their cards every year before they will even consider it. There is a $10,000 initiation fee to join and $5,000 every year after that, whether you use it or not. You read that number and understand that the fee is not the price. The fee is the filter. It arrives as an email with no product name in the subject line. Her name is Sloan. She does not work at a branch you could drive to. She is around 35, dressed entirely in black, no folder, no laptop, no paperwork on the table. She meets you at a restaurant near your office at a time that you chose. Every other banker in this video sat behind a desk that belonged to them. She is sitting across from you at a table that belongs to neither of you. And here's the thing you notice about 11 minutes in. She has not asked you a single question about your money. Not your revenue, not your deposits, not one transaction on one statement. She already knows. It was all decided before the email was sent. Dale asked you what a $9 sandwich was for. Sloan does not ask you what anything is for, and she never will. The card is metal. It is heavier than it needs to be, and that is on purpose. It arrives in a box with more packaging than a phone. The first time you set it on a table in a restaurant, it makes a sound, and 2 people look over. You find that you are slightly embarrassed by the sound. You also find that you set it down that way again the next week. Here is what the ladder actually measures, and it is worth being clear about it. Not one of those 6 bankers was evaluating whether you were a good person. They were not evaluating whether you worked hard, because you worked hardest at level 1. At 22, you were up at 5, and a man audited your lunch. At 29, you charged $19,000 without a single phone call. You were not more honest at 29. You were more proven. A credit limit is not an opinion about you. It is a measurement of what you can already document, which is why the advice is never be more responsible. You were already responsible. The advice is get the number to exist, then get the business to exist on paper, then let the paper argue for you. The EIN, the business account, 12 months of deposits. That is the whole staircase. Everything after that is just banks competing for a customer they can already see. You still have the Gray Secure card in a drawer at home. They refunded the $200 4 years ago. You never closed the account, partly because it is your oldest line of credit and closing it would shorten your credit history, and partly for a reason that has nothing to do with credit history. Sometimes you take it out and look at it, and it is the ugliest card you have ever owned. $200 of your own money held hostage by a bank at 27%, and it is still the only card in that drawer that anybody had to say yes to. Everything after it was the machine deciding it wanted you. That first one was a man named Dale, reading a script, typing the word sandwich. He approved it. He did not have to. You never got his last name, and you have never been able to thank him.